Yes, yes, look, I know I've got to submit my Champions League squad, but have we heard back from Bonenblust yet? No? Have we called Chelsea? All right, look, just submit it. The deadline's seconds away. Just submit it. Is it done? God damn. 1 second. Hello? Rene! Yeah, mate, yeah. You're going to be joining us. Excellent. Well, I hope you didn't want to play in Europe.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to your run on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 9 Episode 2 today. We will start our Champions League campaign. We'll have a look at the fixtures in just a second. And before we start that campaign, we have Rijeka in the league. Now, we have made a signing, a loan signing that is very, very good. Unfortunately, here we are up here where he signed Champions League, the register of the squad was down here. It really bugs me on this game that that doesn't take into account, like, surely he knows that if he wants to play in the Champions League, he needs to agree to sign like the day before, not 10 o'clock at night. You know, I just 24 hours earlier, and we could have registered him, and I just feel like surely, you know, that would happen. But anyway, so let's have a look at it. It's a loan signing from Chelsea. It's Rene Bonenblust. He is signed, as I said, on loan for the year. We're paying 30% of his wages, a hefty loan fee, but it would have been worth it to have him in the Champions League. Here he is. He is a wonder kid. He is, a fairly, as far as players that we can sign, he's pretty good. He's got good physicals, fairly good mentals, and not bad physicals, technicals either, I should say. And he wants to play as a wide centre-back, which is, I think, more or less okay, because he's only going to be playing in the league for us now. So, his career to date, he has just signed for Chelsea. He was in the top 50, next-gen top 50, and signed from Basel. We couldn't afford him. I don't actually know that he wanted to sign for us. I did look at him, but he didn't want to join us permanently, I think was the issue. So anyway, we've got him on loan for the year, which is nice. And we'll see what becomes of it, just if only he signed for the Champions League. Now, speaking of the Champions League, these are our fixtures. Now, I'm going to look at that and say, that's not bad. We can get into the knockout rounds with this draw. Home games against Bruges and Brøndby, they were 3 and 4 pot sides. I think we could possibly get 6 points. We play Bruges today. Then we've got Red Bull Salzburg away, which could be a tougher one. And we've got Astana away. So those are our pot 3 and 4 sides. If we get 9 points from those games, then we should be through more or less, or very close to it. And then we've got to try and sort of maybe scrape a point between Inter at home, Red Bull Salzburg away, Atletico Madrid at home, who I think we beat last year, didn't we, in the Europa League, and then Man City away, which is, needless to say, a very, very tough game indeed. But I think as far as the Champions League goes, that's almost the best case scenario in terms of fixtures. So I'm looking forward to see how we do with that. Now, there's a lot of loans. We've been loaning out players like crazy. Now, our transfer window is still opened. Bonenblust was the only signing that we've made so far. But if you have a look here, what I've done is I've loaned a lot of our youngsters out so that we don't lose them, but they are still getting experience. So Kosic has gone out on loan to second tier side. Antwi, we've sent him out on loan. We get 1.3 million in loan fees. He's playing at Real Betis. He's going to be playing in the Europa League as well, I think. And we've still got him. So it's almost the perfect scenario in that we get 1.3 million and then we can still sell him on, next season, or if we need to, we can bring him back and we've still got him. So that's a good one. The one player that did leave permanently is Akbazli, 2 million plus a 50% sell on. He goes off to Florentina. Again, I'm okay with that, I think. He was a good player for us. I don't think he was anything more than that, more than a good player. And if he does turn into something, then we get 50% of a next fee as well. And then we've got a number of youngsters going out. The other major one maybe is Gary Turpic. He's gone off to a second-tier Spanish side as a first-teamer there. He should be playing regularly, although that's what Bordeaux said and never started him. But I think this is going to work out a little bit better for him. And they came to us and wanted him. So I'm hoping that he needs a season, doesn't he? He needs a season playing regularly, injury-free, and he'll go on and have a good career with us. But let's hope that this is the season that he gets that football into his system. So and there's a couple of others that have gone off to our sort of third-tier side. on loan. I want to get them promoted, basically, is what I'm trying to do here. So we'll see how that works out for us as well. Now, there are some games to catch you up on, quite a few in fact. The first one in the league was against Rijeka. We went ahead early in the second half when Torres picked out Palumbo. And it was 2-0 moments later when Skoko's pass found its way to Matanovic, before Torres crossed for Holt to get our third. So we woke up in the second half for this one and, yeah, put them away quite nicely. Not too much else to say. It was a strong side and we did well. So, yeah, very deserved 3 points. Next up, it was Slaven Belupo. We took advantage of a goalkeeping error for Torres to give us the lead. But Slaven Belupo pulled level before a Skoko stunner put us back ahead. A poor clearance gifted Skoko a second before half-time, before Skoko completed his hat-trick. So, is this the peak Noah Skoko back? He was absolutely brilliant in this one, a hat-trick and an assist, and yeah, absolutely perfect. Lacko is looking very good for us. And yeah, we went with the back three in this one because they were playing a 4-4-2. And yeah, we just did really, really well, which was nice. Next up was against Aussie. Now, at the time, this was first versus second. Both teams had a perfect record. Let's see. Someone's O had to go, as they say. We fell behind midway through the second half. But Skoko played in Matanovic to get us level, before he stepped up to put us ahead. So we were well below our best in this one. You can see we actually subbed off the entire front five through the game. But Skoko and Matanovic off the bench to win it for us. Bertic missed the first half penalty. Yeah, we were below our best in this one, but they are also quite good. So, yeah, I can see why they are sort of almost taking the league by storm, having got promoted for this season. So that was that big win, important win. Next up, it was against a struggling side from Istra. We took an early lead when Rupnik crossed for Matanovic. And it was 2-0 when Skoko's cross led to an own goal, before Torres and Matanovic's counter-attack made it 3-0. And Torres then crossed for Palumbo to make it 4-0 at half-time. Palumbo split the defence for Bertic to get our fifth. And a Torres cross led to a second own goal, before Torres was again the provider for Skoko to get our seventh. So not much to say there. We absolutely dominated them. They are still a struggling side. But 2 own goals from our former player, John and Wenya. Yeah, once a U-run, always a U-run player, I guess. Maybe a little bit unlucky on both of them, but it's particularly the second one. But yeah, 2 own goals in a day. That is, well, you've had better days out than that, haven't you? Final game to catch you up on in the league was against Varisden. We fell behind early, but we pulled level when Lacko played in Palumbo. So poor finishing, particularly from Matanovic, it has to be said, cost us in this one. Lacko picked up an injury, and it's not a good one. It's 2 or 3 months. It's like it's a torn muscle of some description. Yeah, so he went off, and Matanovic came on. You can see there was a goal ruled out there late on for offside. But yeah, Matanovic did not have his greatest day in front of goal, and that, in the end, I think cost us. You can see on the XG, we should have won this one, but yeah, it is what it is. Let's check the league table. And we find ourselves 1 point ahead of Aussiac. And like I say, they are a very good team. We are the only team to take any points off them. Dynamo is up there, but there is quite a gap between the top two. And then, yeah, Dynamo, Varisden, and down. So that is that. And then the league leaders, no surprise, I think, based on those highlights, to see Matanovic and Skoko leading the way when it comes to goals. Torres and Palumbo right up there for average match ratings, and Torres and Skoko up there for assists as well. So, yeah, as I said, Noah Skoko, we could be getting peak Skoko back, and he's keeping Siraj out of the team right now. But let's get to the first game today. It is a league game. Now, Aussiac have played. They drew 0-0 with Hajduk Split. So they have, well, they've dropped points. They're actually level with us on points right now. But a big chance for us to open that gap up to 3 against Rijeka, who right now, has to be said, are struggling. Now, they did make, a lot of teams actually have made the league phases. Dynamo and Gorica, I think it is, are in the Europa League. And Madzar's got a heavy match load, so that's not great. We'll have to go with it though. And who else was in the... Rijeka must be in the Europa Conference League. But anyway, let's have a look at the team that's going out here. It is Pinta in goal. Bowen Blus, since he can't play in the Champions League, will play here with Skolobar, Kovacic, and one of the youngsters is in Kovacic. Anyway, the young promising left back. Holt has got an injury. He's not too serious, but he's still 6 days away. So yeah, so that's happening with Kovacic over there, or Kovac. I'm not quite sure how you would pronounce that. Anyway, Fatakanti, Bosniak, Renokia, Siraj, Mesevic is a deep lying forward. Let's give it a go, see if it works, and then it'll be Madzar, one of the youngsters that'll go up front to start this one. Alright, so we can see the team sheets here. Ilan Kovic is still there. We signed him on loan like back in season 1 or 2, didn't we? He's been around forever at Rijeka. Now, it is obviously not our strongest side. This is the first big test, I think. Let's stick to the game plan. We'll be fine. This is, yeah, our first big test with the rotated squads. Given the draw that we've had, I do think we need to take the Champions League seriously. You know, like... Yes, I mean, it's not just the Champions League money, but the coefficient points that we could get from this as well. There's nowhere for us to parachute. We've got to, you know, this is how we're going to get our coefficient points this season. So we've got to try our very best to get them. And I do think, I think the way that the draw worked out for us, particularly with the third and fourth pot teams, is almost perfect, because Astana at home, you'd say, is a... Although I've said this before, and it was Astana that beat us with Grindavik at one point, wasn't it? Or was that on this series? I can't remember now, but I'm sure we've been upset by Astana before. But yeah, I just think that being away is a good thing, because that means that we have, another game at home. Brøndby and Club Brugge at home are surely games that we can win. Surely they are. And yeah, so I just think there's a big chance for us. With a little bit of luck, if everything goes our way, we can pick up 12 points against the third and fourth pot sides, and then anything we get from there is a bonus. So, yeah, I think the draw's been very, very kind to us, and we've got to try our best. But we're pinging this around nicely. Kovacic now. Can he get a cross in? It's floated in. It's towards Palumbo. No, it's not. It's Renokia. That's usually Palumbo. And he's hit the post, I think, in the end. And that is that. So let me know what you think of the transfers as well. Akbarsley leaving. It does leave us a little thin here potentially, but Misevic is training on well, and we've still got Kozayev, who was on loan last season at Varisden, I think it was, and scored a lot of goals for them in the top flight. So I think it's a player that we could afford to lose. As well, that's not great, is it? We've not really done much to stop the cross coming in there, and someone had to do a little bit better with that. And we go 1-0 down at home to Rijeka. I mean, Skolobar's out of position, isn't he? He should have been right there to block the cross coming in. And he's the one that's, I think, a little bit out of position. And that would be my expert opinion as to what's gone wrong there. They've got this weird formation where you don't know if you want them to trap them inside or outside as well, which is maybe not ideal. Alright, so it did say pass more direct, so we'll go and do that. See if that can get us going here. We've got a corner to defend first, though, and Pinta has got a save in there, I think. I've more or less convinced myself that Pinta is the way to go for as far as first choice goalkeeper goes this season. Uutanen, he's still here. He's wanted by somebody. I would obviously sell him if a bid came in, although he's probably not wanted anymore. Now the transfer window in Europe is closed. Our transfer window is still open, so we could do something. But given that we can't register anybody in the Champions League now till the January window opens anyway, it's not much point. The team that we have here should be more or less good enough to do what we need to do, although we're not having a great game here. Let's maybe give it a berating and see if that fires us up a bit. I think a slight issue we might have with this particular 11 is match sharpness. I've tried to play a few friendlies just to keep the sharpness up, but with no qualifying for Europe, it's very much just been this, putting out our strongest team week in, week out, and then trying to make substitutes to keep players keep players interested. But Bosniak in particular is unhappy with his playing time. He's actually unhappy at the club. So hopefully we can start and turn that around now that we've got some European games. Siraj over a free kick. Siraj over, he's hit the crossbar. And Skolobar was right there, but not able to turn in the rebound. Kovacic is getting forward. It's blocked, and it'll be an attacking throw. So a much better start to the second half. Still not that much going right for us, though, it must be said. And we've got another corner to defend. It comes in. It is over the top. And, yeah, still we sort of struggle on here a little bit. We've just not had any possession, which is a little bit concerning. We'll try encouraging them. Yeah, okay. Well, let's have a think about what we do here. Alright, so we've made some subs. We're taking the young left-back off, bringing Rupnik on, which isn't ideal, but we're trying to save a game here. Renokia and Madzar have gone off as well. Koayez is coming on. Let's see what he can do in a Jarun shirt. And then we've got Kakavenga as well, who has not played much at all this season. But we'll see what we get out of him. So, it's not quite the last roll of the dice, but it's certainly getting to that point. Siraj is not having a good game. Let's bring Skoko off the bench, see if he can rescue us. And, yeah. We've got a highlight starting with our throw. It's a penalty. It is a penalty. Well, Misevic has gone down. Now, who's going to take this? Maybe Skoko. He's taken 1 or 2 already this season. And it's going to be Bowenblust, the centre-back on debut. Can he stick a penalty away for us? He can. And in the 80th minute, Rene Bowenblust has drawn us level. So let's see if we can kick on with this now. Can we go and win it? It's one of those that it's okay, but if the keeper sort of reads what's going on there, then you look a little bit silly, but that's fine. And let's see if we can go and get a winner now. It might be one of these games where we've clearly not been at our exact best. Maybe we just take a point and run. It's you know, with the European campaign about to start as well, just keeping the unbeaten run. Aussie had dropped points, so we've sort of maintained our 1-point lead at the top. And players that haven't played much have got some match 90 minutes or so in their legs. So perhaps we can justify that under the circumstances as, let's go with, can't fault your effort, that gets you motivated. Yeah, maybe put that down to just in the circumstances, not too bad. So there we go, we stay a point ahead of Rijeka. It is still daylight then to the rest of the league. To Rijeka, we stay a point ahead of Osijek, and then it is daylight to the rest of the league. So Jarun rescued the late draw. Misevic at fault for penalty. What? Hang on. You suggest Misevic at fault for controversial penalty. Well, I don't care what you say. A nice debut for the centre-back. And yeah, that's that. Wait right there. We'll be back to start our Champions League campaign with a must-win game hosting Club Brugge. Alright, welcome back. Now, we are ready to start the Champions League campaign here, but the transfer window has now closed, and perhaps, you know, my suspicions have been confirmed. Osijek were the top spenders in the division. 16 million they spent, bringing in 12 players. Now, we had most players out. I imagine most of those are the ones on loan. But yeah, Osijek are, they mean business. They really, really do. So these are the opening fixtures of the Champions League first match day as well. It's the Tuesday set of fixtures. We are hosting Club Brugge. This is huge, isn't it? It really, really is. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of there. Now, notice inside forwards, inverted wing-backs, so we're going to try and trap them on the outside. Yep, that's right. Let's have a look at the team we're sending out. So, Pinter in goal, Butchman and Williams will be the back two. Torres and Rupnik will go down the wings. Sithole, Montel, Palumbo, Skoko, Bertic and Matanovic. This team has been in pretty good form to start the season domestically. Let's see if they can carry that on to Europe now. Alright, do we recognise any names on this team sheet? That is a Canadian guy. Now, in real life, I think he just went to Inter. I don't know if he's how he's doing there. Andreas Skov Olsen, he was a bit of a wonder kid a couple of FMs ago, wasn't he? So he might be dangerous for us. There's nobody else there that immediately jumps out at me. I know that they did have 1 or 2 in the Next Gen 50, did Club Brugge, so that might be dangerous, though I think at least one of them moved on in the transfer window as well. So yeah, so we'll see what we get here. I just got asked in the press conference, and I always find this weird asking about what if I think another manager made the right decision transfer listing a player. Like, what are you going to say to that other than, I don't know, like, it's none of my business. I don't, like, I'm trying to think, I don't remember any other Premier League manager, for example, being asked about Jadon Sancho when he was getting frozen out at Manchester United. Maybe they do, and I just can't remember it, but it's such a strange, and I get it all, I'm sure you guys do as well, you get asked it all the time, and it's such a weird thing to be asked. But anyway, this is it, Champions League football. We didn't have to qualify for get here, we just got to stroll right in, and let's hope that we can do some damage now we're here. We've got an early corner, Bertic to take, back post, it's flicked away, Skov Olsen is there, got an itchy eye. Why have I got an itchy eye? That's ridiculous. Anyway, highlight continues here. Can Montel pick that up? Sithole can. And Palumbo. Oh, it's wonderful football. It's Matanovic. What about that, though? I'm pretty sure he's onside. It's wonderful football. It deserves to be a goal. And it is. Great stuff here. Sithole. He's so good in there, isn't he? Wins it back. Montel, Palumbo, Bertic, Matanovic. All one touch. And that is, well, that's almost a goal of the season contender, isn't it? It was that good. Wonderful start. And was it close? I'm pretty sure it wasn't. It was close-ish. It's worth a check, isn't it? And a good finish with the defence closing in all around him. And we've got a kickoff highlight. Well, let's hope that we're not going to still be celebrating and concede that goal straight back as Williams knocks it down nicely. Skoko to Butchman. Back we go to Pinter. Butchman. And it's Palumbo to Butchman. Montel, Palumbo. Can we thread a pass through? It's a good one for Matanovic. He loses out, but we'll get that back with Sithole. And we go again. Rubnik to Palumbo. Butchman. Sithole. Goes across to Williams. Look at Torres. Look at Torres. Skoko through the middle to Matanovic. He might have been offside that time. He's put away his own rebound. And it doesn't look like it's being even checked. So he scored 2 goals in a minute, essentially. We're 2-0 up inside 5 seconds. 5 seconds, that'd be good, inside 5 minutes. And Skoko's pass was brilliant. Matanovic and Skoko this season are linking up brilliantly. And Matanovic, let's say he did that on purpose. So it was just taking the goalkeeper out of the game with the first shot. Then he got a tap in. Now, how close was it? Yeah, it's, again, well, half the defence was playing him on. But it was close-ish. But absolutely fine. And after 5 minutes, we're top of the Champions League. Call off the fight. Stop the count. Come on. We lump it forward. Or they lump it forward, I should say. Williams. Inside 10 minutes, could we get a third goal here? Sithole. Skoko, look at the space Torres has. Torres is in. Torres has scored. And I knew we had a fairly strong side. Certainly by our own standards. If only we had a Villa still in this. But let's not go back over that ground. I wasn't expecting us to be 3 goals inside 10 minutes strong. But Skoko again in the middle of everything. And it's almost like having Siraj come in last year. And let's be honest. If he wasn't the best player at the club, he was very close to it. Certainly in sort of performance, if not attributes. And it's like that's just woken him up, and he's just like, I've got to get my act together here, and he's been absolutely brilliant. And he only came in, Siraj got a bit of a knock, like one of those like week or two, I think he had blisters maybe, it was like one of those like stupid week-long injuries that players pick up from time to time. So Skoko got to play again, got a hat-trick, and he sort of never looked back. As Manchester United, City, 3-0 up over Barcelona. I mean, anybody can do that. Beating Club Brugge 3-0, that's the challenge. Sithole. Montel. And we go again with Torres. Torres back into the middle, and Skoko, you may have expected him to do a little bit better with that. So it stays 3-0. Is there anything more for us in this half? We've got a highlight. Torres to take the throw. Montel back to Torres. Torres gets down the line. Cross comes in. Oh, Matanovic. It flicks over the top. It's still there for us. Cleared away now. Only as far as Butchman, though, and that will end the highlight. Look at that match momentum. We're dominating the game. Rupnik to Palumbo. Palumbo back to Rupnik. Rupnik to Torres. And Torres has a double. That's, well, I don't know who's offside there. It's certainly not Torres. And it's 4-0. The only one would be right over here at the start of the move. Yeah, but other than that, this could be the only one possibly that was offside. No, in the end it wasn't even close because Palumbo didn't pass it to Rupnik. But Rupnik did really well there, didn't he? It would have been easy to just put your foot through one, but got his head up, saw Torres, and we've got a Matanovic double, a Torres double, and it's going to be at least 4-0 at half-time. Can we get a fifth? And it doesn't look like we can. But that is going to be absolutely fine. We would have taken 4-0 at full-time, to be honest. And we say, I think, don't get complacent. Do we need to make changes? We've got Dinamo. This is the problem we have, is we've got Dinamo Zagreb in the league next. This will be next episode, by the way. And then we have the other big home game against Brøndby. So we might be in a situation where we have to sacrifice Dinamo a little bit to go after the Brøndby game. Now, we should have, at left back, we should have Holt back fit. He should be fit for that one. Bit of a mix-up there, but we get away with it. So I don't think we'll have to start that young left back again, which is good, because he's not quite ready, I don't think. Skoko picks up a loose ball there nicely. And, well, they look like they're a little bit more aggressive coming out in the second half here, and they've hit the crossbar. We get away with one there. And we go back up the other end. Can we go and get him on the break now? Montel to Skoko, across for Torres. Can Torres whip in across? Can Torres whip in across? It is Bertic drawing a save. A very good save as well, it must be said. And Palumbo will now take a corner. Palumbo to the back post. Everybody piles in. It's still there for us. Matanovic, and that ends the highlight now. So we'll get an idea. It looks like they're not quite pushing up as high as they could do. Maybe they just had a burst of energy at the start of the half there. Montel to Butchman. Butchman to Sithole. And we go back again. They are pushing up a little bit more, aren't they? Rupnik. Rupnik, ball forward. Nice one. Sko goes in. Sko goes in. Sko go. Oh, what a pass for Matanovic. And it's 5-0. Matanovic has a hat-trick. Skoko has yet another assist. And, I mean, those guys have been around the club for a long, long time now. And they're both having a bit of a renaissance season so far. Oh, that's wonderful play. And no question of offside on that one. So, 5-0. I wonder if we could the away games to City that's just a write-off really for us at this stage, isn't it? And was the other one, was it RB Leipzig that we had away from home, and the home games at Inter and Atletico Madrid, I think, isn't it? Atletico Madrid and Inter we're definitely playing. I can't remember if they're home or away or not. But I just wonder if we could maybe, you know, even if we just get one shock result out of that, if we win sort of the 4 games we should, get a shock win against Atletico Madrid, even though we beat them last year. It's another goal, and it's Tariq Butchman. It's his first for the club, I think. It is his first for the club, and it is 6-0. I don't think I have any kids on the bench to bring on, because I really wanted to make sure we had our strongest possible team here. We needn't have worried. Montel in for Butchman, and I'm not quite sure what part of the foot he's hit it with, and somehow he's got it through a crowd of players. And it's dreamland stuff at this point. Okay, so who's going to play up front for us in the next one? It would be... Yeah, I wonder if we take off Matanovic here. He's got his hat-trick. Bring Kozayev on to try and get him up to match sharpness. Rupnik goes a long way. Maybe saw his name in lights there. But Matanovic comes off. That is a stunning performance from Igor Matanovic. Kozayev can come on. We'll try and get him up to speed with Turpic being loaned out. And as it's knocked down for Skoko, and he should have done better with that one. Yeah, with Turpic being loaned out and Akbazli leaving, then Kozayev is going to be a more important player for us. We were able to register him in the Champions League squad as well, which obviously helps. But yeah, this is just unbelievable. Palumbo could maybe do with a rest, but we're getting to the point of the game now where what's the point? We'll keep everybody that's on the bench now fresh for Dinamo Zagreb. And Torres, can he put the icing on the cake? It's a bad clearance. It's only as far as Rupnik. Rupnik in the middle, and Kozayev has his first goal for the club. And it is 7-0. Are you Istra in disguise? What a performance this has been. That's a horrible attempt at clearance. It's been picked up by Rupnik, and they just couldn't get back, could they? Nice ball to pick out Kozayev. And yeah, just had a bit of a tap-in for his first Jarun goal. And he did get a ton of goals when he went to Varazdan second half of last year. So there are goals in him, and we know that he can get goals in the league as well, which is nice. But he's got one in Europe there, along with Butchman for his first, a Torres double, Matanovic hat-trick, and that is just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And unsurprisingly, perhaps, we are top of the tree with a goal difference of +7, and Brøndby to come next. So 7th heaven for Jarun, money in the bank, coefficient points as well, a double and 8 key passes. I mean, Torres is he's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. 34 million as well he's valued at. But anyway, guys, that will do it for today. If you have enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. We'll be coming straight back. It's Dinamo at home. It's Brøndby at home. If we can get 6 points from that one, we've set ourselves up in the league nicely, and the Champions League will also be set up quite nicely, won't it? But I'll see you for those ones. Take care.